Hello everyone, welcome back and thanks for choosing my channel. Welcome to another video. We have a very simple composition for today. This is for absolute beginner. If you can hold the brush in your hand, chances are you can do this painting. It's going to be a sunset. It's going to be deer in silhouette. So the deer is going to be all black. It's no details, anything like that. You see the thumbnail. You've seen the thumbnail, and you see a finished photograph up there anyways. So you see what we're going to paint. Very simple foreground, a sunset, limited palette, orange, red, maybe a touch of raw umber to mix in with the red, and black. That's all, black and white. So limited palette, warm colors, and very simple composition. I'm gonna go ahead, take some black and a liner brush. I'm just gonna go ahead, outline the deer. So when we do the sky, hopefully we can preserve some of the sketch. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and re-sketch it. If you have problem sketching this, just go ahead online, go online and print a picture of a deer, and you just need the outline. Don't worry about the details, don't get overwhelmed. You just need the outlines, and use a tracing paper or a carbon paper to trace it onto your canvas. It could be any size. This is the size I'm using. Could be a smaller, could be bigger, larger, is up to you. Okay, the sun could be larger, smaller, so the scale is really your choice. I'm just going to go ahead, use some black gesso and do an outline on this sketch. And we're gonna paint the deer black anyway, so it doesn't matter if like you do this. Don't worry about it. It's in silhouette, so we're not worried about the inside, we're worried about the outside. So and as I mentioned, this is a simple composition, and maybe in half an hour or so, you could end up with a finished painting. Alright, so I went ahead and I completed the outline for the deer, and we apply a bit of black over here just in case. We have to redo this once we do the sky. It's unavoidable. We're gonna mess with this, but at least the black gesso will somehow guide us where the deer is. Now you could choose another wildlife if you want, bear for example, to put here, or even a large bird. That's up to you. I'm gonna go ahead and do the sun first, which is going to be very light color. Now it doesn't make sense right now because we are working against white canvas, but once we apply other colors it will make more sense. As you see, I'm not using a straight white, so you can see against white palette that is not a straight white. Just gonna do the outline over here. With a large brush and some yellow, we're gonna go ahead and paint around the sun. This is very simple, beginner level, beginner friendly painting. Almost a child can do this. Now I'm going to bring in some of my orange for the corners. And get a good blend. I hope I'm not blocking your view. Now we can drop a touch of red, for example, for down here. If you want, make it a little bit orangey. To be able to capture that glow of the sun. Just like that. And just go ahead, crisscross motion, get a good blend. Now you don't have to get a perfect blend this time. You can always let it dry and do another coat. Just go over it like that. You can clean your brush with a piece of rag. And just go ahead, clean it up a bit. There we go, some yellow. And go ahead, get a nice blend here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Some more of that yellow. Now with the little bit darker orange, I'm gonna come over here and drop in an impression of some clouds in the distance. That's gonna go over the sun. If you see brush strokes on the canvas, it's because this is the first layer and this is acrylic. So once you layer up, you don't have that problem. You know, drop the underpainting and then go ahead to the finished painting or the final layer, whatever. So I'm gonna apply this paint over here. I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna re-sketch some of those tall grass in the foreground and let this layer dry before we go ahead and work on it again. Now before I let that dry, I'm gonna pick up my mop brush. I'm gonna pick up some of my orange and I'm gonna come here and just tap right where it ends and meets the sky. Bring some of that orangey color here. Again, this is the first layer, so we're going to go ahead, layer up over here, right here. The glow we want to have with this sunsetty clouds. Alright, so our sky color is dry. This is a little wet, moist, but this is dry. So we're going to go ahead and apply the second coat of our colors, exact same colors, but I'm choosing a softer brush this time. And I'm going to just go over it very softly. This is a very soft brush. And I'm going to come over here here and cover those areas as well that we couldn't do previously. Some straight yellow for right around the sun. And some of that orangey color. Call it orangey because it's really very close to yellow. And some of our orange that we made, you could use straight from the tube for darker spot, the corners, and we're going to bring in some yellow over here. Now if you tone your canvas to a color close to this, maybe like even you can go like burnt sienna, stuff like that, you're gonna have an easier time as far as coverage is concerned, stuff like that. You see how that paint looks, because that's just one layer. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and bring some of that orange right around here. This is very transparent, as you see. We're gonna bring some of that orange over here. Gonna go right into the deer, doesn't matter. In your painting, could be a deer, it could be a bear, it could be anything. So some of that orange for around here. And then we're gonna go ahead, bring in our darker color, almost very close to red, and get a nice blend over here. And then we're going to bring in our darker color, which has umber in it, for down here, and blend that with the red, with the darker orange or the reddish color that we had. So we're going to go from a very light orange to almost reddish color and to a darker, even brownish color. And you can change these colors, of course, in your painting. It doesn't have to be exact the same way. And a bit of that orange over there. And I'm going to go ahead and bring that darker color, even some raw umber, as you see, onto the canvas, right onto the canvas, and bring that darker red and get a nice blend right on the canvas. We're not even using the palette to mix in these colors. I'm going to mix it in right on the canvas itself. We're going to go darker as we go down, meet the land. With some yellow and a touch of white to it, we're going to come up here and reapply a bit of highlight right on here, Just a touch, as you see. Now get the excess paint off of your brush on a rag and just go over it just like that and soften that. Get that hard lines faded away and blending it with the rest of the area. As you see, there's a nice glow on top. Alright, so at this point we're going to go ahead and paint the deer, which is in silhouette, so it's going to be all black. I have a filbert brush and I have some black in here, so we're going to go ahead, just apply our dark in here. Now for fine areas like, you know, the head of this deer and those tight areas, I'm going to use the script liner brush. And just fill this area. Anybody can fill this area, even if you have never painted a painting in your life. Very simple. And we're gonna stop right there because we're gonna have our grassy area over here, which is also in silhouette. So and I'm gonna bring in my fan brush, which is gonna be a little bit faster, but I want to show you one other way to do this, which is technically takes a little bit more time. You could bring in a liner brush and just go ahead and do that and paint impression of grass. But let's do it with the fan brush. Still, some of those taller grassy area, we're gonna use that liner brush. But look what this brush does. It creates impression of grass very easily. When I come here, apply some paint and just pull it up like that. And pull it up in different directions. Okay, it's left, right, straight up. You don't want all the grass to be faced one way. And this is faster way of doing this. Just apply your paint and pull it up and brush. This brush does it for you. This is a type of painting that you really can get your anger out if you had a unsuccessful painting. done with this painting. Here we go. Just pull up. Different directions. And we're gonna go directly into the deer over here. No discrimination over here. And bring it up. And I'm gonna go ahead, use the same brush to cover this area. Maybe I bring in some raw umber as well, right in the immediate area in the foreground, but not too much. Everything is going to be black here and dark. Not too shabby. I'm just going to bring this area, work on this area a bit. Some of that white of the canvas is still showing through. I don't know if you can appreciate it on the camera. That's why it's a very good idea to tone your canvas. Anything but white. All right. Now we're gonna go ahead, bring our script liner brush. We're gonna pick up some black. We're gonna add a touch of water to it, make it a bit runny. And we're gonna come over here, just drop in a few really tall ones by themselves over here, maybe one over here. As you see, the one we did with the fan brush is a bit more fuzzy, so we can use that in our advantage. Maybe they are a bit further away from us. And that's your finished painting right there. Very quick. I think it's effective, very beginner friendly, and I believe anybody can do this. And hope you like it enough to go ahead and try it at home. And as I said, this type of painting can be changed in so many different ways. You can do a night scene. You can change the wildlife. You could paint any animals you like. A large bird, bear, I don't know, an elephant, a zebra, you name it. All right, there you have it. Thank you for joining me. I'm gonna sign off over here, and I'm gonna catch you guys with another painting hopefully soon. Take care and have fun painting.